Hello, welcome to Content Editor Online Training for the College of Arts and Sciences Standard Sites. In this video, you will learn about header tags, what they are, how to apply them, and why, when used properly, they make your web pages accessible and usable. The term header and heading tags comes from the use of HTML, the predominant coding language for websites. An item is defined as a header when tagged as a heading 1, heading 2, or heading 3. All headings are defined per website, so the font used, the size of the font, the color, and the white space around the header are all predefined within our standard sites. To apply a heading, go into Edit mode. If this doesn't feel familiar to you, review the third video about basic editing. The heading 1 tag is already pre-programmed into the title field, meaning that the title of the page will always be a heading 1 or H1 tag. As the H1 tag is reserved only for page titles, you will not have the option to apply it elsewhere. To apply other heading tags, we must know that a heading is a style, and all styles are applied to an entire paragraph. Headings, however, are titles that help to give shape to your page content for screen readers and easy skimming. For example, when you place your cursor within a paragraph, look at the Style drop-down, and it will tell you the current style of that paragraph. This paragraph has a style of normal. When I place the cursor in the heading, you see that the style is heading 2. To change that, I simply use the Style drop-down and select a different style. Occasionally, when you select text that you'd like to make an H2 or H3, it will format other text around it. This is because you should only be applying this to a line of text that is preceded and followed by a hard paragraph return. Applying a heading is a simple task. It's more difficult to know when to apply a heading and what heading is appropriate. A header is simply text that defines your page's organizational structure. Because screen readers only read one word at a time, it makes it very difficult to get an overall view of the content. Well-written header text allows users to orient themselves to and be informed about the organization and structure of a page. They help to navigate through your page and keep your visitors at your site longer. In addition, header text is important because search engines like Google, Yahoo, and others are primarily looking at the text content of your pages, and by using effective header tags, you will even increase your site ranking on these search engines. It pays to be accessible. To optimize header tags, a rule of thumb to follow is to make sure they make sense when read out of context. Think of them as section headers in a term paper outline. For example, the main topic of the page, defined in the title field, is programmed as a heading 1 tag. Heading 2 divides the main topic into sections. Then these sections can be further divided into subsections, which can be designated by headings in a heading 3 style. Just like in an outline, you will not ever use a heading 3 unless it is nested within a heading 2. When properly used as an outline, a screen reader will pull out the headers for a visually impaired reader. They can then use the headers to navigate to the information they are seeking. Thus, using a header to bold text only makes the content confusing. In addition, making something bold does not make it an actual header. Take a look in this video clip and see how misuse of headers can plainly lead to poor information.
Let me load a page and show you what I mean. I want to purchase a book called A Painted House from an online bookstore. Again, because we didn't want to pick on actual inaccessible sites, we created a fictitious page. If the headers are marked, I can bring up a list of headers which I can peruse to get an idea of the major sections of the page. You can see them because they visually stand out on the page. So let's see how many headers are on this page.
No headings found in document.
Okay, that's not very helpful. I can see that it'll take me a very long time to find this book. For you, it will be much easier because the page is visually broken into several sections and headers are defined by characteristics like font size, bold text, and white space around various sections of the page. But imagine a web page without these characteristics. All you would normally have to do is to quickly glance down the page and find the fiction section. But header tags aren't being used on this page. As a result, my screen reader can't find them. And now that we've visually taken them away, neither can you.
Note also that the proper use of headings not only makes your page accessible, they also make it more usable. Building the page in an outline also gives a visual organization, making the page more readable for readers with no vision impairments. In usability studies, we actually see readers go to and scan pages to see if the information they are seeking might exist on the page. They do not read the entire content. When they are scanning the page, they are actually looking at the chunks of information presented by the page headers. When they find the information they are seeking, then and only then do they stop and read. So again, using a header to bold text only makes the content confusing, and making something bold does not make it an actual heading. The proper application of heading tags will make your site accessible and usable. Please continue with our next video to learn more about making your web pages accessible with the use of alternative text for images and links.